Hi, today I'm going to be drawing Cinderella from the live-action movie. I start out with a thumbnail to lay down the basic idea. After that, I enlarge the thumbnail, and then I set the opacity down, and then I start on the first sketch layer. This one I'm just laying down like the fundamental things, nothing detailed at all, just getting everything down. This is where I usually flip the canvas so I can make sure that everything's even and aligned. Then I start with the second sketch layer just to get more details. Not the line art yet, but just so I can get everything down that I want to know that there is in the line art. Of course, I had trouble with hands, because if you're an artist too, you'll understand. Everyone does. And then I drew this skirt here, and here I've started the line art. I tried out a few different brush sizes, but I decided to go with a 10-point brush, 5-point for some of the details. I like to have a thicker outline than I have of the lines inside, so you can see the hair is thicker lines, and the face, like the nose and the mouth especially, have thinner lines. I really like adding texture in line art. I think it adds to the piece. So I added a lot of texture in the hair, of course, and on the little sleeve ruffle things. So that hand on the left, I ended up redoing that because, you know, it didn't turn out that great. And then when I'm coloring the hair, I don't know if you noticed, but the hair color is a little bit too light. I always start with the lighter color because when I'm adding the shading, the hair just tends to darken in the style that I do. I tried a few different colors out for this dress, but I ended up with this blue, and then I'm adding a few gradients of purple because I noticed that in her costume, her dress, whatever you call it. And then I added some color to the lips, and now I'm shading the hair. It took me 2 attempts to shade the hair. The first time it just wasn't looking quite how I wanted it to. So after I shaded the hair, then I started shading the rest of the piece, which just the skin. I find shading really fun. It's probably maybe my favorite part of the piece. So I like to smooth it out a lot. I have to choose a pretty bold color, but because when I smooth it out, it can disappear completely. Then I added some shading to the dress too. I had to make sure to stay away from the purple parts, otherwise the shade would look not so great. You can see that there when I'm doing the dress. I tried to add some purple shading, but it didn't work out quite right. Then I added a little bit of blush to her face, and now I'm adding loose strands in the hair. And then now I'm coloring the line art just so I can give it a more soft feel, not so bold. And then I added a little bit of a gradient. And here's the finished illustration.